My name is Jessica. I had always seen myself as a loyal wife and a caring mother, but one morning, while decorating the garden for my daughter Amy's birthday party, everything changed. Who could have guessed that a simple offer of help would awaken feelings I had long forgotten and turn my life upside down? How far can our emotions take us, and how can they change our lives? This story recounts an unexpected turning point I experienced in my life. Keep listening to learn how this gripping tale ends. I was at the top of a shaky ladder, hanging lights on the porch. The sun was wrapping everything in warmth, providing tranquility to the garden. Preparing for Amy's birthday party always brought me joy, even if most of the burden fell on my shoulders, as my husband Thomas was often busy with work and had little time to help. The ladder swayed slightly, but I was used to such challenges. Just then, I heard a voice that startled me. "Aunt Jessica, can you help me?" The voice was deeper than I expected. When I turned my head, I nearly lost my balance. My closest friend Dina's son, Ryan, was standing there. "Oh, Ryan, thank you so much. I really needed some help," I said, trying to appear calm as I slowly descended the ladder. He stepped forward to steady the ladder, and for a brief moment, our hands brushed against each other. That simple touch stirred unexpected feelings within me. "I just arrived and thought we could help," Ryan said, his eyes sparkling mischievously. "You're so kind," I replied, leading him to the other side of the garden where the decorations were. It was impossible not to notice his presence as we worked together. His confident and relaxed demeanor was almost hypnotic. My heart raced every time our hands brushed. "Aunt Jessica, this place is much calmer than campus, which is a mix of classes and social life," he replied, while straightening the tablecloth. I wanted to laugh, but my smile came out a bit tense. "I can imagine. We all miss you so much. Amy talks about you all the time," I said. He responded with a light smile. "I hope she says good things." "Only the best," I assured him. At that moment, our eyes met, and it felt like time stood still. That simple touch and smile awakened feelings I had forgotten for years. As evening fell, the sounds of the party and laughter filled the garden. Yet beneath those moments, the secret spark between Ryan and me lingered like an invisible thread. Among the guests, I often noticed Ryan, his energy and charisma drawing attention as he captivated everyone with his conversation. At one point, we ran into each other at the drink table. "Aunt Jessica," he called with a slight grin, handing me Amy's favorite drink. "I saved this last glass for you." "Thank you, Ryan. I really needed it," I said, clinking our glasses together for a brief moment, and that familiar spark surged through me again. The next morning started like any other. Thomas had gone to work, and Amy was preparing for another busy day. After clearing the breakfast table, I wanted to take a long shower. The warmth of the water eased the tension in my shoulders as I tried to push away my thoughts. But escaping the chaos in my mind was impossible. Memories of the time spent with Ryan lingered. He brought a vitality and excitement I hadn't felt in years. Yet, these feelings also wrapped me in guilt. Behind the shower curtain, there was only the sound of the hot water. Suddenly, I heard the bathroom door open, and I froze for a moment. Was Thomas back home, or had Amy forgotten something? Then I saw Ryan. When I looked out from behind the curtain, our eyes met, and everything inside me froze. Ryan was naked, his body visibly steaming in the bathroom. His gaze was determined yet questioning, as if he were measuring my reaction. My heart raced so fast I thought it would be audible. "What are you doing here, Ryan?" I asked, but my voice was weak, not even as strong as a whisper. "This might not be right," he said slowly, his eyes never leaving mine. "But I can't ignore my feelings." I was shocked, yet something within me was breaking. The walls that had stood strong for years were slowly beginning to crack. Ryan's courage both terrified and mesmerized me. "You think?" he said as he slightly parted the curtain. In that moment, everything seemed to stop. The world fell silent, and time felt like it belonged only to us. Ryan took a step closer, and then another. I could no longer feel the warmth of the water, but rather the warmth of his breath. Our eyes met once more, and every barrier inside me crumbled. Ryan leaned toward me, and the determination in his gaze completely captivated me. When our lips finally touched, An energy that had built up inside me for years exploded. Everything suddenly made sense. His touch, the warmth of his lips, the feelings his hands evoked on my body. It was like living again. I had completely surrendered to that moment. Every movement, every touch awakened something deep within me. This was more than just physical closeness. It was something I'd longed for. His presence made me feel young again, desirable and significant. As Ryan's hands slowly slid down my back, every part of my body felt his warmth. The sound of the water enveloped us, making it feel like this moment was created just for us. At that moment, the whole world faded away. It was just us and the intense feelings we had for each other. That moment marked the beginning of a relationship that would become almost a daily routine. When Amy went to work, Ryan and I would have breakfast together, finding ways to embrace each other. But with each passing day, my feelings of guilt grew heavier. Thomas's love and loyalty lingered in the back of my mind, but Ryan's presence pulled me into a completely different world. Eventually, I began to ask myself, this isn't right, but why can't I stop? As I wrestled with myself, I turned to the audience and asked the same question. What would you do if you were in this situation?